Okay, Fayaz, it's my turn.
It's your turn.
Yeah, my turn means I want to learn something
Oh,
from
wow.
you, and I want the audiences to also learn from this.
Mm-hmm.
So there is we had a long discussion already on doom scrolling
Yeah.
and this content consumption personality shift or content consumption persona shift.
Mm-hmm.
That's a term I actually heard from you.
Mm-hmm.
So maybe you coined it. So can you tell the audience more about it?
So there's this epidemic, that we're facing. Actually, a lot of my clients come to me with this. That is why the thing that you just mentioned, it's a system that I have, right? So we can make like this consuming content thing, like when you sit and scroll on your phone, everyone thinks, oh, watching something on your phone is bad. So as I always say, nothing in this world is inherently good or bad.
Yeah,
It's just what you make it,
yeah,
right? So coming back to it, like, people are treating this as a sickness nowadays, like constantly scroll on, like, there's no mind, there's no thinking, just scrolling unmindfully, right? And this, I'm talking about this like it's cancer, but it's actually like an epidemic.
yeah.
Like,
It is. Yeah,
it is like, because it's affecting the most, one of the most not one of them, I would say that it's the most important thing that we have in our
yeah,
life. That's focus, attention,
yeah,
right? You can't focus on one thing. Like when you look at ancient techniques of meditation, there's actually a technique of meditation where you sit and look at this. Let's say I'm looking at this corner of the table, right? You guys can't see the corner, but anyways, let's say I'm looking at my watch, right? And I just look at the dial. It's moving, right? It's moving, and I just keep on looking at that for an hour. That's actually a technique of meditation. How many people do you think can do that right now?
not no one, literally no one. Yeah,
So how many people do you think can sit and read a book? It's hard.
it is. And look, I can. The reason I was smiling, I can connect heavily on that because I teach a lot of
Mm-hmm.
new generation
Mm-hmm.
students. Me and you, I think you are both are Gen Y, right?
Mm-hmm.
Millennials, and majority of these students that I teach are either Gen Y or Gen Z, right?
Actually, according to like all this,
Yeah.
I think I'm in the middle. They call it that. What do you call it? The generation that like is on both sides, like millennial and Gen Z. So
Yeah.
somewhere in the
So you're
middle.
both
Yeah.
suffering from this. Gen Z is
Yeah.
probably a little bit more
Mm-hmm.
than the other, especially with focus, and which is why we also had to adopt our teaching. To be
Mm-hmm.
honest, it's not easy,
Mm-hmm.
right? Imagine what boomers are thinking, that they're even having a much harder time with this.
Mm-hmm.
That the reason it's an epidemic. Can I quickly share some
Yeah. Yeah. For sure.
neuroscience point of view? Is I mean there are three very important part of our brain,
Mm-hmm.
and I will talk about two of them for now. One is we're gonna shortcut and call it PFC, prefrontal
Cortex.
cortex, and the other one is at the back. We're gonna call them LS, limbic system.
Limbics, I guess.
So prefrontal cortex is the part of the brain that helps you do rational thinking,
Mm-hmm.
long-term planning,
Mm-hmm.
manifestation,
Mm-hmm.
positive mindset,
Mm-hmm.
etc. And the limbic system is also important for us, which is more about the animal spirit that we often see.
Primal.
Fighting, when you get hungry, you want to eat something right
Mm-hmm.
now,
Mm-hmm.
right? If you, let's say, having some kind of an urges, you want to have that right now,
Yeah.
right? I mean, ancient people, the people who used to live in caves, right? Ancient cave people, the scientists are saying they never developed their PFC, prefrontal cortex, which is why they could not. Nowadays, the world is changing freaking every day,
Mm-hmm.
right? But they could not. It took them many years to invent even fire
Yeah.
because they are mostly working there and
Their impulse, right?
impulse, right?
Yeah.
They're only hunting an animal when they're hungry.
Mm-hmm.
So the problem with doom scrolling is that because it's giving you a lot of instant gratification, same thing people had, we millennials had a problem called shopaholic problem. Remember? Same thing, because it
Yeah.
gives you instant happiness, instant gratification. But the prefrontal cortex is where we think for the long term system. So that's what I wanted to share. But uh, how come this short term and long term thinking, according to you, it's affecting and transforming this into a pandemic?
So we as humans are always comfy, right? We want to be comfortable. Now, if we get a lot of entertainment, a lot of neurons rushing, a lot of dopamine from consuming 60 minutes, like imagine if you watch one long video of 30 minutes, you can actually watch 30 short form videos. But this is the thing where it gets difficult, guys. That 30-minute video that you watched, you probably learned or heard a lot more than you learned or heard watching those 30
Yeah.
30 short videos, right? Shorts, or TikToks or
And the
reels
algorithm shows
or
you the same thing.
yeah, of course. So the whole system, the thing that you were talking about, the CCPS, the content consumption personality shift that I do with my clients, is basically taking them from short form content and putting them into long form content. Like I just changed the focus from short form to long form. Very simple thing.
Yeah.
I do
So
it very simple. Yeah.
so
Sorry.
just to connect my scientific background with this. So basically, the short form content that we are watching is continuously feeding our limbic system, but you're trying to convert people to or teach people how to use your PFC, which actually helps people to grow, right?
Yes.
Have a growth mindset. For
Yes.
example, like sometimes let's say I want to be a doctor. I mean,
Yes.
student, I want to be a doctor or
Yes.
something. But that doctor I'm not becoming now. It takes 6, 7, 8, 9 years of heavy study to become a doctor.
Yes.
And that the prefrontal cortex job. But we don't want that, isn't it? We don't want to wait 6, 7 years. Can I be a doctor today?
Exactly.
And and the algorithm, right? Okay, what do you want to share about? I know you want to talk about notes and some other things, but uh, the algorithm is also not helping.
Yeah. But this is what I always say. Again, this is the second time I'm going to say this in this video. Nothing inherently is good or bad. It's just what you make out of it. So if you if I see, for example, a very extreme example, if I see that if I push you, you're laughing,
Yeah,
you're having fun, what will I do?
yeah,
I'll be like, oh, I'm doing something good for this guy. So let me keep on pushing him.
yeah,
Or if I'm swearing at you,
yeah,
yelling at you, and you're like, oh, yeah, yeah, and you
mm,
feel good about it, and you
mm,
feel alive, and I can see that you feel alive when I yell at you,
mm,
I will keep on doing because I feel like I'm helping you out.
yeah, yeah,
So it's the same. When you eat something, like our let's say our mom or like anyone in the family, like if you like eating biryani, every time you go back to their house, they're gonna feed you
biryani, exactly.
yeah,
Yeah,
right.
yeah.
So now, how can you blame the algorithm? That's my question,
That's actually a
right?
very amazing way of looking at it. I didn't think about it. And Faiz, what you're basically trying to say, I can resonate. I try to do the same thing. We cannot look at things only on one lens, right?
Exactly.
Everything has its good and bad side.
Yeah.
It's just how you work on it. For example, I confused my algorithm of my Instagram. You know how?
Hmm.
Because it's especially in politics. Let's say if you follow, I want to even name people. It's okay if you follow, let's say, only Justin Trudeau from Liberal, but not following Jagmeet Singh from NDP and Polyev, Pierre Polyev from Conservative. It will keep showing everything that to do with the Liberal. But do you know what I do? I follow all three. So
So now,
algorithm is now freaking confused.
like,
Is this
what should
guy's
I show
liberal,
him?
conservative, or NDP?
Yeah.
So he's kind of super
Yeah, I
confused.
think then the algorithm will go into likes, like what you're liking
Yeah,
more or not. But for me, I don't like anything.
yeah,
So-
exactly.
but I don't. Okay,
Yeah,
well, but
yeah, yeah.
right, but yeah. So coming back to this personality shift that we want, that I want to normally do with my clients, it has two steps, right? Like when the first thing that I do with them is I ask them, hey, what are the things in life that you're passionate about, right? Some people say cooking. Maybe someone's like, I love to travel. Someone's like, oh, I like cars. I'm really into health and
Hmm.
fitness. Uh, I'm into psychology. I'm into economics, like
Hmm.
you, right?
Hmm.
So this is what I do. I ask them to go into their social medias, right?
Hmm.
And follow pages that they resonate with, that they're passionate
Yeah.
about.
Yeah.
Okay, especially, you. I'm going to come back to this. Why I try and why I tell people to not go into Insta and Facebook,
Hmm.
because or TikTok, because all there is short form,
Yeah.
is
Everything
reels,
is short form.
everything is short form. So those are the things that kind of like that, Meta wants you to be a little distracted,
Yeah. Yeah.
those apps. So I am an advocate of YouTube, and I'll explain. So find stuff that you're passionate about. Let's say you like cars, and and science, and let's say
Yeah.
traveling or
Psychology,
music or
philosophy, whatever. Yeah.
whatever. So you take three, four, five topics. You go to YouTube. You subscribe to the channels that you want. So once you subscribe to those channels, because those are new subscriptions that
Hmm.
you just did, and you watch a couple of videos or whatever. Now YouTube knows, oh, okay, so
Oh,
this
yeah.
is what this guy's up to nowadays,
Yeah.
right? Once you subscribe, and then when you scroll through YouTube, that's all you see. So first thing, what I do is take focus out of Insta,
Hmm.
Facebook,
And put on.
and put it on YouTube.
Yeah. So basically,
Coming
playing the game, their same game against them.
this, yeah, the same game against them.
You're saying to play the algorithm against it, right?
Yeah,
So play the algorithm for your advantage.
exactly.
Yeah.
So that's actually what I say. Like, don't work for the algo,
Yeah.
make the algo work for you.
Yeah.
That's in
Yeah.
any case. So you go to YouTube, you find like five, six topics you're passionate about. Let's say music, cooking, or even like I am not saying five, six exactly, even if you're passionate about two or three things, cars, let's say you like cars, health and fitness, whatnot.
Yeah.
You subscribe to a bunch of pages that you like, bunch of creators that you like that make stuff
Hmm.
according to what you like,
Hmm.
to what you're passionate about. And then YouTube, actually, the algorithm of YouTube takes it in their system. Oh, so he
Hmm.
subscribed to these new channels, or she subscribed to these new channels. So this is what he or she's up to nowadays.
Okay. So I have some of the stuff that I've learned from you, and
Hmm.
thank you so much. It definitely, because I used to spend 3 to 4 hours on my phone, according to the phone data. I now spend only 30 minutes. Some people are not happy with it. They're trying to reach out to me, and I have. So I'm gonna say 3, 4 things.
Hmm.
So you tell our audience, right, why you told me those 3, 4 things, and why you told me to get good at those.
Hmm.
Right. So the first thing is you said when I should wake up, we either try not to take the phone right away, go maybe take a shower or whatever, or even if we take the phone, what should we do?
Okay, so now the first thing that let's be real. Okay,
Hmm.
let's be real over here.
Hmm.
We wake up. Most of us, we do touch our phones.
Yes.
Like. So I am going to talk about most of us. I do myself too. So I'm not saying I'm special. I do that
Yeah.
too. But what do
Yeah. Me
I
too.
do?
Yeah.
What you do too. So what do we do basically?
Hmm.
So first of all, when you wake up in the morning, don't go into any other social media except YouTube. Because any other social media you go to, you will start your day doom scrolling.
Yeah.
And that will F you up. You
And
know?
you're late for school, late for work. Yeah.
Not even late. Your brain is gonna be late because when you start your day with your
Yeah.
limbic system, what happens is you get into the habit. Everything is a habit.
Yeah.
We talked about it. You need
Hmm.
3 days to make a habit.
Yeah.
Right?
Yes.
It's 3 days. So,
Oh, yeah. That's neuroscientists said
yeah,
that.
yeah.
It actually, if you, for example, if some people want to wake up early and do gym, it's
Mm-hmm.
very tough for me too. Many people are recommending me
Mm-hmm.
to do it 3 days back to back. It will become a habit.
Yeah, it will become a.
Yeah.
So let's say now you wake up in the morning and you're going to Insta or TikTok and scrolling. So you're doing that the whole day.
Yeah. So you
You
recommend
go
people
into YouTube.
go with the YouTube.
Yeah. And those topics that you're passionate about,
It will automatically show up
it will
anyway
have to make
because of algorithm.
and watch long form. Don't go into shorts.
Yeah.
Watch 1 or 2 long
Yeah.
form
I
videos.
do the same, guys. Just to let you know, the audience, I do not look at YouTube shorts, right? It's mostly the long form content. And I'm not, in the last 6 months, I've learned a lot about things that I'm passionate about.
Yeah.
So, next thing that I want to tell audience that also I've learned from Fayaz, which is why I think a lot of you should hire him actually for a session. And switch off your notifications, all
Yeah.
of them.
I think you used to do that even before I told you to.
Yeah.
Like
No, my phone
you
is always on DND, which is some people do not like. They're
yeah.
trying to reach out to me. And I'm going to give a funny anecdote. I haven't done any research on this. So the
Mm-hmm.
statement I'm going to say is a normative statement, no
Okay.
research.
Okay.
I have a feeling South Asian men and women get significantly more calls
Than any
than
other.
any other races, right? I get very frustrated because I have friends from all different communities,
Yeah.
but South Asians don't listen. The only way they want to communicate with you is talking. I do
Mm-hmm.
not like talking over phone. Do you know why? There is no record. And first of all, I want to look at people's face because their eyes and body gestures it
Mm-hmm.
speaks more than their language,
Mm-hmm.
more
Yeah.
than what they're speaking
Mm-hmm.
to. So I'd rather do video calls. Like even with you, I mostly do video calls.
Yeah.
So I get very frustrated when I get calls. And yeah, switching off notification, that's one of the things you can
Yeah.
do.
That's an
Yeah.
easy thing that you can do.
And
I asked you
can
like
you elaborate more, Fayaz? Can you elaborate more on the phone-free zones and what you meant by scheduling social media times? Both of them.
so basically in my office too. Like all my clients, I tell them, I ask them, even if it's not your office, maybe you do something like art or something. Have a phone free zone if it's possible for you. Like make a corner in your house or in your condo, whatever. Like have a phone free zone. That will like don't even put your like take your phone in that place. So when you go in that place, you know that okay, this is the focus thing that I'm focusing over here. A lot of people are, hey man, I work on my phone. You know, I need my phone for work. Okay, a phone free zone does not, it's like you just don't entertain yourself with your phone, right? So it could be you're using your phone on focus mode or something. So but keep that place phone free, you know. And then I ask people to schedule, so let's say you are highly addicted to scrolling,
Yeah.
you're doom scrolling all day, and so the first thing they're like, "Hey man, I'm scrolling for 5 6 hours, 4 hours, which is
Oh, wow.
crazy
Yeah.
actually, right?" You actually do. You don't even know. You
Yeah.
wake up if you wake up in the morning and
Yeah.
scroll
Oh,
for
yeah. A lot of
20
people does
minutes
that. I know.
and
Yeah.
scroll for 20 minutes. You are. I will write it down. You are scrolling short form content minimum of 3 hours.
Minimum.
If you can do it in the morning for 20 minutes, of course, 3 hours is the least that's happening, right? If you're
Yeah.
shitting, you're watching short form for 10,
Yeah.
15, 20 minutes.
Yeah.
You're doing it for 3 hours. So what I do, hey, I give them, have 2 hours in a day. So I'll say, okay, you wanna doom scroll for 4 hours? Okay, 4 hours. So I'll tell, okay, wake up in the morning, maybe you do your work, whatever. Schedule your short form content consumption 2 hours maybe in the evening and 2 hours at night before bed. You're doing the same 4 hours.
Yeah.
I'm not taking away anything from your addiction,
Yeah.
right? Or from your brain.
Yeah.
You're still doing but you have a fixed time for it. So what happens most of the time? What happens is when the time is scheduled, and most of my clients when they're when they're going through their phone because they feel guilty. They're like
Because you're doing this consciously.
consciously now,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
So this is what we have to do actually. What I help with most people is to do is making their unconscious conscious.
And suddenly they know what they're doing is bad.
Yeah.
Yeah. That is a fascinating way because when you first mentioned this to me, I was giving you a weird look. It's not like I came to this guy to fix my issues, right? And he's telling me to actually schedule time to watch
For
more.
your issues.
So it's just, I think what you're trying to do that basically most good physical trainers also try is to set the mindset first to understand you that I'm not your teacher, I'm not your consultant. You will yourself first figure it out. This is wrong. And when people schedule it and do this consciously, they will realize what the hell.
What am I doing?
Right.
What
Yeah.
am I doing? They understand that action. They look at that action from a third person, from bird's eye view, you know?
Yeah.
That, oh, okay, so now this is not good.
Yeah.
So, and always I say, when you're watching content that you're passionate about, do take notes.
Yeah.
You know, take notes. Like, look at it as a like a class. Like, make content your educational kind of platform. You know?
This is fantastic, Fayaz, because
Yeah.
I often tell my students, right? I see a
Yeah.
lot of my students taking notes on tab computer. They still do. I don't know why students don't listen to their teachers anymore. I walk around, some people are still doing it. Even they keep saying handwriting, because there are a lot of scientific research on neuroscience talked about that your brain is related to your hand. So if you write something, it actually registering in your brain the knowledge. So you are saying to the audience that not only they should see the topic they're passionate about, like psychology, physics, economics, finance, investments, taxes, whatever, they should also take written notes, not typed. Written notes, maybe on a piece of paper. People should keep a journal or
Yeah.
whatever, right? Yeah.
But even like, I know, but even like, if you don't want to write with your hand, even if you're taking notes by phone or anything, I would say it's okay.
It's okay. Okay.
It's okay, but just don't go back into that short form rabbit hole.
Yeah.
I'm not saying I don't watch short form content.
Yeah, I do too.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but it is it's way more regulated than the normal people
Yeah.
do, you know, which is like 3-4 hours a day.
Yeah.
And this is an epidemic, and you know.
I completely agree. And just to conclude on this point, I just want to tell the audience, my time was 3 to 4 hours. Now I've cut it down to 30 to 45 minutes max. Do I watch short form? Of course I do. Right? I still do, but the number. Another thing you guys can do, and thing the audience, you can YouTube it. You can find out that how can I make my phone more productive, that kind of thing. So it will change your homepage in a way that you're not gonna kick Instagram anyway. Your home, for example, actually we are used, like my phone isn't here right now. So if you look at my homepage, it literally have the clock, the calendar, big icons, and then right bottom I have a very beautiful app called Water Llama. I love llamas, and it reminds me to drink water. It's very important. Then I have that parking app that I use often. I have the calculator because I'm a finance guy,
Yeah.
right? And then I have my map, Google Map. It changed my life. When I used to have Instagram on top, I used to click it automatically anyway, even though I just took the phone not to go to Instagram. I took the phone to check time. Can I sleep 5 more minutes? Right. So thank you so much, Fayaz, for giving us, sharing this us for free.
Well, it's not free. You're paying with your attention.
And that's true, actually.
Yeah.
So, guys,
Right?
these kind of contents are very important, and please go subscribe the page too. And these are the kind of pages you probably should be subscribing to learn more
And
about mindset.
guys, announcement.
Yeah.
So, Upliftx, we are actually doing this. We're actually taking in 50 people. Actually, so I'm taking in 50 people for free in our community, which you can go to our website and just put your email in there. You'll have your email, and we will contact you pretty soon and put you in the private group. And you know, we're taking in 50 people for no cost. You
For
know, so
free?
yeah,
Oh, wow.
50 people
Yeah.
in our private group, in our private resource group,
Yeah.
for free. The first 50 people completely free. You can just go into the website Upliftx.ca, and you don't even have to scroll down. There's like, you know, you can just
It's
see
right
that
there.
box.
Okay.
Yeah,
That is fact. I
yeah.
think, guys, if you know me, if you read about me, you guys know that I do have quite a bit of education. I'm a teacher, I'm a mentor, but I still, this guy kind of fixed some of my issue. I also have issues. I had issues. I still have some we are fixing. And then I take the opportunity of this. So thank you.